It's no secret that I am a fan of retro video games. Because of that, I was eagerly anticipating the release of Shovel Knight by Yacht Club Games. But the real question I was asking myself is, would they be able to capture the essence of playing an old school game from the SNES era? I can safely say that without a doubt, they succeeded. Let's start with the obvious. The presentation in this game is exactly what you would expect it to be. A retro throwback that creates a feeling of nostalgia, even though it's the first time you've ever played it. Graphically, everything is spot on, colorful, and as detailed as possible while being pixel-based. There's even a world map, akin to Mario 3, that takes the already retro graphics and scales them back even further for an awesome effect. Similarly, the soundtrack is absolutely superb, with tunes that will keep you bobbing along for the duration of the adventure. While the sound effects in the game are great, be prepared to hear the sound effect associated with dying a lot, but more on that later. I cannot stress how much fun it is to platform through these levels and to combat all the various enemies with your namesake shovel, be it by whacking them in the face or bouncing off of their heads. The shovel is also a tool for digging up treasure or breaking the locks off of treasure chests. This character truly is a knight with a shovel. Now, there are a ton of reasons to explore every inch of the level in order to uncover hidden sheet music, gems to purchase upgrades back in town, and the hidden relics, of which there is one per level, that grant magical abilities. While the actual use of the magic spells and armor or weapon upgrades is very situational, and scarcely is it required to progress ahead, it does add a lot of incentive to go back and replay the levels for completion. Alright, now back to the part about dying. In this game, it is not attributed to poor controls or limited health pools. It is because of the abundance of instant death conventions that were the bane of old school games. You could be near the end of a level, not having been hit once, but then touch a spike ever so slightly from the side, and just like that you are dead. If an enemy hits you, it will cause you to be stunned for a second, as your character is knocked back ever so slightly. Regardless of where you are standing, this knockback will almost always find its way into a set of spikes or a bottomless pit. This is an infuriating occurrence, as the 100 or so times that I found myself into a bottomless pit, only one or two of those times was it attributed to my own missing of a jump. Level designs are well done, and the settings are all diverse, taking the knight through forests, airships, and frozen tundras. As unique as they are, they don't offer as much resistance as the boss battles against one of the Knights of No Quarter that await you at the end of each stage. These bosses were given their own graphical designs, color palettes, and even different tones to sound out the scrolling of their dialogue. To put it another way, each was infused with their own personality. Each boss has a unique attack pattern and strategy, which until learned, could result in one of a few non-pit related deaths found in the game. Now, there is a story in this game, but since with this genre it's not really necessary and doesn't provide much context, the extra attention put into the banter between the knight and his opponents does go a long way to add a bit of flair and allude to a history between the characters. Yacht Club has done a very admirable job of focusing on little details such as that in the game to keep it feeling fairly lighthearted. Townsfolks, for example, who normally have nothing useful to say, will provide you with a few tongue-in-cheek puns, such as telling you that they can dig it, in reference to your preferred weapon of choice. It's this added attention to detail, and the dedication to both the good and bad of old school gaming, that causes me to give Shovel Knight an 8 out of 10. Shovel Knight is a fun game. There isn't too much else that needs to be said about it in that regard. If you find yourself in need of a game that will remind you of your gaming past, but with an all-new experience, you can't find anything better. Yes, some of the cheap deaths will agitate you, but this is definitely a situation where the good far outweighs the bad.
Hey, did you like that video? If you did, be sure to let us know by clicking the like button and leaving a comment. If you want to be first in line for any new content, be sure to subscribe to our channel and then hit up our Facebook page. The link's in the description below to see what's coming up next.